There's an employee called Tom who wakes up early and goes to work. He's doing well, but he's very talkative. Whatever comes to his mind, he just blurts it out. He thinks he's cool and keeps showing off in front of others. His friends admire him and say, "Bro, you talk so well, keep it up, it's entertaining." Now, because of this encouragement, he gets overconfident, and Tom believes there's no need to think too much in life, just say what's in your heart. Now, he does achieve small things, no two ways about it, and keeps moving forward. But in this process, he never sits down with himself. Now, another employee, Jerry, he's in the same job, started at the same time as Tom, but Jerry is self-aware. But Jerry chooses silence. He knows when to speak, how much to speak, and with whom. He quietly goes to work, and in his spare time, he sits silently, holds himself back, avoids all sorts of unnecessary conversations and distractions. He locks himself in his office after lunch so that he can study, build his skills, and slowly masters his craft. Now, he gets quickly promoted now, and Tom wonders, why am I not progressing? Even though everyone likes me, I impress people so easily, but what's wrong with me? Meanwhile, Jerry's working on himself, silently gaining respect and producing results. Now, the reason is Jerry has the power of silence. He knows when to speak, how much, and which words to use so that he can get things done while still being liked. Now pause here and tell me in comments, who do you think will win in long term? If someone cannot sit quietly with themselves, how will they grow? From within, I mean. And if they can't grow within, how will they bring out their hidden potential? And if your potential doesn't come out, how will you give anything to this world? And trust me, if you don't give anything to this world, nobody cares. You will never get the money, fame, or success that you're looking for. People don't understand this. This doesn't mean that you should never speak. It basically means think before you speak. If you just ramble, when will you pause? If you never pause, you will never be able to think. And only when you think, you can go inside your mind and get the best out. Now, this story of Tom is mine as well. But fortunately, I had bosses and peers who would give me constructive feedback. And this helped me to evaluate myself. And then I created something called as a personal development plan. I picked one of my directs to be my reverse mentor. And this mentor would closely work with me, observe me during meetings, presentations, and any general conversations, and then provide me unfiltered feedback, which is factual, with clear examples of where I went overboard with my conversation. This feedback loop helped me to introspect and adjust my communication. My mentor also advised that my rate of speech was very high, which was not helping in landing the message clearly. So what I did was I consciously slowed down my pace. I started to take pauses between sentences. My mentor also observed that I was not doing active listening, which meant that my responses were long and needed brevity. There are different types of listenings, like pretend listening, selective listening. There's something called hunter listening, etc. And trust me, if you want me to do a separate video on listening skills, please ping me in comments. Okay, back to my story. By listening more and reducing the pace of my speech, I started responding with context and confidence. All presentations were sharp and to the point. And as I started to practice silence, it helped me to be a better observer, and this helped me in asking the right set of questions, which then led to the perception that the questions from me are of high quality, and it made people think to make adjustments in their presentations or their communication style. One more addition I did was to sit in silence every day for 20 minutes meditating, and even I do that today. I use an app called Headspace. Here it is. I'm going to show it to you on the screen. It's on my phone. This is not a promotional video about Headspace, but I want to share with you what do I actually use. Now, let me share some real-life examples. MS Dhoni, our own cricket legend. I don't know if you observed him on the field. He's not the loudest guy on the field. He rarely shows emotion. But watch any crucial moment, either in World Cup or whatever match he's playing, you'll see him calm, calculating, and the team looks at him when everything's falling apart. Why? Because his silence actually signals control. It says, I'm not panicking, so neither should you. Now that's the power of silence. I'm sure you all know Nelson Mandela. Mandela once said, "Nothing is more powerful than sitting in silence with your enemy." When he was in prison for 27 long years, he used the time not to rant but to reflect. He emerged not as a bitter man, but as a peaceful warrior. His silence built emotional intelligence, and that's how he united a torn nation. Now, good around this examples, but I also want to give you some science behind silence. Okay, so let's talk about science behind silence and what does silence do to your mind. A 2013 study published in Brain Structure and Function found that 2 hours of silence daily led to new cell development in the hippocampus. It sounds like a hippopotamus, but that is a part of the brain responsible for memory, emotion, and learning. Silence literally helps your brain grow. Silence reduces cortisol, which is your stress hormone. It improves sleep and increases focus. And in a distracted world, focus is superpower. So that's the scientific backing of staying silent. Now, let's go to the practical benefits of silence. Now, first and foremost is clarity of thought. Silence gives you mental space. That space allows new ideas to emerge. Your mind is like a pond. If the water is disturbed, you can't see the bottom, right? 2. Emotional control. Silence is the pause between impulse and response. Recollect, ever said something in anger and you regretted it? Silence saves relationships. 3rd, stronger presence. Walk into a room and say nothing, but just look at people in the eye, give a slight smile. People will feel your energy. Try it out. This is why introverts are often perceived as intense. They speak less, so their words carry more weight. 4. Better listening. In silence, you hear what others miss. Not just words, but tone, emotions, hesitations. And that's leadership. 5th, depth of work. Silence allows deep creative work. That's why writers, artists, coders, and scientists guard their solitude. Now, next, I want to talk about tangible benefits of silence. Okay, the first one, you avoid useless arguments. Remember your last heated argument, maybe with your partner, boss, or sibling. What triggered it? A reactive response? Had you paused just for 10 seconds, you might have saved the relationship. Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation, would pause before answering even the most provocative question. That pause, it gave him clarity and control. He responded, not reacted. 2nd, you become a creator, not a consumer. Most people scroll all day. Few create. To create, you must sit alone in silence. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, wrote it while sitting in cafes, immersed in silence through blocking the outside world completely. 3rd, you build deep relationships. Listening is rare and powerful. A friend of mine went through a breakup. Everyone gave him advice. It was a he. I just sat and listened. No tips, no opinions, just my presence in silence. Weeks later, he said, that moment helped me more than anything else. 4, you develop mystery and charisma. We're drawn to mystery. Silence creates mystery. Example would be Abdul Kalam. He rarely spoke in meetings unless necessary, but when he did, people leaned in. His words had impact. People respect silence, silent strength. And women are drawn to men who speak less, observe more, and carry presence. That's cool. Your words gain value. If diamonds rain from the sky, would they still be expensive? No. Same with your words. If you talk all the time, people tune out. But if you speak with intention, your voice becomes magnetic. Warren Buffett listens more than he talks. But when he speaks, the world listens because it's rare and full of substance. Now, let me give you some practical ways to practice silence. Okay, 5 simple habits to do so. First, morning silence rituals. Start your day with 10 minutes of intentional silence. No phone, no music. Just sit. Like I said, I meditate using Headspace. 2, silent meals. Eat at least 1 meal a day in silence. Focus on chewing. Trust me, you'll digest better mentally and physically. Pause before speaking. Before responding in a meeting or argument, just pause for about 5 to 10 seconds. It will shift your tone dramatically. 4, One silent hour a day. Pick a time, could be before bed or during walks. Have no inputs, no talking. Let your thoughts just breathe. 5. Listen more than you talk. This is hard but powerful. Let others speak. And when it's your turn, say less, say deep. You know what? We can speak at 150 words per minute, but can listen at 500 words per minute, which means we need to listen more. And I guess that's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So please remember, trees grow in silence, stars shine in silence, wisdom rises in silence. The next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, just pause. The next time you're in a debate, pause. The next time life overwhelms you, go silent. Because the person who controls silence controls attention. And the one who controls attention controls the game. Master silence and you'll master yourself. On that note, I'm going to bring this vlog to a close. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked the content today. If so, please give me some comments. And by the way, thank you very, very much for some really brilliant comments on my last video, which was about getting ahead of 99% of the people. On that note, I would like you all to take good care of yourself and if possible, someone else too. On that note, bye for now. Have a great week ahead. Bye.